Hey guys, today we are going to draw a split drawing, so let's go. Okay, so what we have here is an A4 size Copic paper, which is 21 centimeters on the vertical and 29.7 centimeters on the horizontal. What we want to do now is to split the paper in half, which is at 14.8 centimeters. And then what I like to do is something like a frame, but it's not necessary. And after that I do some marks for the proportions of the eyes at 5 and 8 centimeters. And now we will use the mark at 5 centimeters to add 2 more marks at 5.5 centimeters on each side. And this is how I start all of my split drawings. And that's it for the details. So now we are ready to draw Kid Buu and Uub. As always, I like to start with the eyes. As you can see, I'm using the marks to draw the forehead of Kid Buu. And this is why we did those marks. It's a lot easier to draw that way. We want to give Kid Buu an angry look, so we have to draw his eyes very close to his forehead to make him look very bad. Just like that. That's perfect. Now we can move on to the eye of Uub. And the same thing here, we are using the marks to draw his eyebrow. And we want Uub to look bad as well, but not as evil as Kid Buu. So let's draw his eyes and his pupils a little bigger. Okay, that's perfect. And now we can continue with their noses. Actually the nose of Uub only. And as every Dragon Ball Z character, the marks under their eyes. That looks great so far. And now we are going to draw their mouth. And to make them look more bad, we will draw the mouth very close to the nose and the mouth angles downwards. Now a quick check. Okay, it looks perfect. And now we can continue with the shape of their faces. And make sure to draw the face of Uub a little wider than the face of Kid Buu. Just like that. Okay, great. And now we can start to draw the ear of Buu. The ear starts under his eye and it goes above his forehead. So now the round head. And then we can draw the big hole in his ear. Now the main thing of Kid Buu, the tail of his head. Okay, and let's finish off the head of Kid Buu with these little holes. Let's move on to Uub. We will continue with the hair. Let's draw him 2 sparks. And the second spark will be huge. It will go right under his mouth. I have to say that the design of Uub is very different, I like it. Okay, and now the ear of Uub. It also starts under his eye and goes right under his spark. Okay, and now we can draw their neck. And it's kind of small. These guys aren't that muscular. So of course the traps. And the jacket of Uub reminds me of Aladdin, I don't know why. But anyways, let's continue with their shoulders and then we are almost done with the sketch. And again, this is basically how I start all my split drawings. So I think we can move on to the inking now. Okay guys, today I want to show you the whole process of the inking. So and for the split drawings I like to use the Copic Multiliner 0.3mm. And as I said on the previous tutorials, just bring your hand to a comfortable position and then use the Copic Multiliner very carefully and slow. And you can also rotate the paper if you have to. And after we are finished with the first inking part, we are going to use the eraser. Okay, and for the second part of the inking, I am using the same pen again. And with the pen we are going over the entire drawing. And make sure to leave some thicker lines on the way to make the drawing look more outstanding. And now I'm using the Copic Multiliner brush size S to color the eye of Kid Buu, but you can use a normal black marker. And this is how we continue. So, and now the coloring. And as always, I am using the Copic Ciao markers. And the first color tone I'm using here is R20. And then we're going to use R32. And the third and last color tone will be R22. And once we are finished, we can blend everything with the brightest color, R20. And this is basically how we continue with the coloring of Kid Buu. Just make sure to leave some white areas to make him look like a sweet candy boy, as he is. Okay, this was the first layer. Now we are going to do some shading with R32. That looks perfect. And now we are going to do the dark areas with R22. And now we are using the color tone R20 again to give the colors a stronger look. That looks awesome. And now we are going to do the same thing for the body. And I'm using the black color pencil to give the drawing some extra highlights. So, and to finish off Kid Buu, we are going to color his red eyes with R29 and R59. Okay, we are done with Kid Buu. Now it's time to color Uub. We are using the colors C5 and C3 for his hair. And we are adding some darker highlights with C7. So, and these are the colors we will use for the hair of Uub. So we are done with the hair, let's continue with the jacket. And now we are using the colors Y21 and Y28. Okay, perfect. Let's do the final step, which is the skin of Uub. We start with the color E57. This is basically the same concept as we colored Kid Buu, just leave some white areas around the cheek and the forehead. And now we are going to color the white areas with E00. Perfect. So let's shade this guy a little bit with E37. Let's do the shading under his hair and around his eyes. So, and the next and final color tone will be E29. So, and now I'm using E00 to give these colors the extra touch. Okay, and this is how we continue, guys. Let's go! We are done with the coloring, and what I like to do after finishing the drawing is to use the Multiliner again and to go over some parts of the drawing, which makes a way better end result. And we are done, guys. Let's take a look at our drawing. So guys, I think it looks great. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. And if you liked the video, if this was helpful for you, just give this video a thumb up and let me know. And that's it from me. I'll see you next time.